the end of the day. You gotta feel good at the end of the day. It's all that matters. Oh, I pray just to feel good at the end of the day.
Hello, fellow dorks, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork. Okay, we are trucking along here with Machine Gods of the Noxian Expanse. We're getting close to a ruins. That's like the big check that I still have to make for things I haven't done in this game yet. As usual, I made some mistakes. They're pretty cool mistakes, though. I did roll a few 20s last session, at least 3, and I should have been getting triumphs, I think they're called. So if you remember in the quicksand, I think I rolled a 20 to get out of it, maybe. And what I should have done is I could have found something of value in the quicksand. Something good should have happened when I rolled that 20. In combat, other good things should have happened when I rolled those 20s. But in all honesty, combat went about as well as it could. I think even my presence check or something. No, it was my defense check when my friend was coming at me with the dagger and I rolled that 20 to defend myself. I think we can call that success enough, the fact that I did get a friend on my side. Now, should I have leveled up? I don't know. I did. It seemed to make sense with what the rules said. Again, I'm just trying to figure this out, and what I'm liking about this, I am still kind of building the world as I go, and I really do like that. Instead of having this big fleshed out world that I have to learn, I'm just kind of building it as I go and just tailoring it to my own needs and desires and idiocy. Beyond that, I should have made a quiver check. So let's just hop into the game. I'll do my quiver check. And then I also have a new feature that I'm going to give my character as well. So come on, let's go do that. Okay, so just a smidge of upkeep here. Let's do our usage die. So it is currently at a D8. And this is just to see how many arrows I have left in my quiver. So let's just check this out real quick. Okay, I'll take that. Still got a bunch of arrows in my quiver. Beyond that, what else did I need to do? Oh, I did check into, as far as I could tell, when you camp, you just camp. Everything seems to be okay. There didn't seem to be any wandering monsters. I think we just kind of camped. So I know the last session went a little bit long, so I kind of quickly glossed over blowing up the freaking tower. But I blew up the freaking tower. And again, I had my friend help me out, who we need to find a name for. And I guess we can do that now. Let's just do that now. Okay, actually, I hit features before I hit the name thing. So I'm going to show you what feature I think I chose. Now, I didn't read the mechanics for them. I just read, you can see they all have a little bit of flavor text. So I picked the one that had the best flavor text. I don't think I picked the strongest or the best, but I just picked the one that kind of made most sense to me, and I think it was 43. Let's see, I haven't even written it in yet. Kept as the servant to a powerful technologist, which I guess kind of would have my dad and his men. You were used to inspect devices and to determine their properties. So again, I like that because I'm a reclaimer. The whole thing is I want to go explore and I want to do this stuff. I just have this knack for it. Once per day, I may roll twice and take the best result when asked to roll the usage die of an item. So I could have done that for my arrows, but that was dumb. And then when rolling to generate a random artifact, I can roll twice and pick which one I want, which is pretty cool. And I may invoke my resonations +2 per day. So I can already do it X amount of times. I can do it 2 on top of that. So I really need to find some of these freaking resonation things. So that's kind of what I got. I had to lower my health to do that. But that just seems kind of a cool thing for me, and I'm about to move on to this kind of ruin exploration part of my character. So that just kind of seemed to make sense. Again, I'm just looking at my stats oh my god, they've all doubled. So that's pretty exciting just to look at. But again, they could also decrease, which is kind of funny. The better you get, the odds of them going back down. So it's this kind of funny push-pull system they've got going here. I guess that's a Mörk Borg thing. I don't know. Oh, I'm going to have some coffee. Because it's morning. This is my morning filming. Here we go. This is my friend's name. 24 - 1. Okay, thank God. He's got a one-word name. I love that. 66. Kel. My dad's name's Kel. My name's Kel. And my friend's name is Kel. I'm going to say that this is my sister. Yeah, you like that? I like that. Kel. I'm going to say this is my sister, and which would make sense that we're the rabble-rousers, and my dad was just trying to get rid of us both at the same time here. So instead of just being my friend, this is my sister. This is my sister, Kel. I think that's awesome. So beyond that, I guess the morning just starts fine, and we are going to travel, and it makes sense that we're both kind of technologically somewhat savvy. So we've kind of studied on our own outside of like our father's teaching. So yeah, I like that. That's fun. Again, this story just kind of goes where it goes. We're just leaving and heading back to Fogspire. So let's just do that, I guess. We don't have to roll for like random encounters or whatever when revisiting old areas. It is going to take us the full day. We have 2 exploration turns we can make per day, or you can do a third, but you're traveling at night. So we both eat of my rations. We'll eat 2 of my rations. I'm sure, I don't know what kind of setup they had living there. So they must have had some housing or something like that. But I will still give her my rations. Just, again, we're trying to like sneak away out here. So we are the children of the head of Indoor. And I keep calling it Indoor, but again, when I was starting this game, I wasn't quite aware of like what this world looked like. So all of the trees have probably lost all of their plumage. Is that the right word? All the foliage is probably all dead and gnarled. And so it's like the Ewok village after like some kind of apocalypse. So there's no green left. It's really a pretty gnarly looking place. So that's probably why it's called Ghost Haven. It was probably called something else, a much friendlier place, but now it's Ghost Haven because it's literally a ghost of what it once was. I like that. So I'm going to give her some of my rations. I'm down to 4 rations, and then let's start making our way back home. All we really do is check for weather, which I did glance at the weather, and weather can actually be really bad. There's like things like blizzards and stuff, and like I don't know what to do when we get that. Let's see what we get here. 1d20. Please be good. 6. A thunderstorm. All right, here we go. Because remember, we had like cloudy skies and stuff like that. So this explosion kind of goes off. And I think the explosion, it isn't like this like gigantic like fireball. It's probably like when you have a snowstorm and you start seeing like green pops in the distance as power lines go out and stuff like that. So it's probably just like a big, just like this green pop. But that probably, all of that going up in the air probably doesn't help the environment. And all those clouds from yesterday do finally erupt. Visibility is reduced to near distance. Okay, so it's harder to see things, which is kind of good. We don't know how long it's going to take for Ghost Haven to realize this happened, because the ripple effects, at least at the fiery block, it's going to take a while for that power to like die down. It's not going to be immediate. So let's get out of here. And we do make our way safely towards the ruins, which are to our east currently. I should probably get like a little token of where we are now that the map is so heavily populated. But we're just going through this storm, hoping for the best. And by the time we finally do get back to Fogspire, it is partly cloudy. So the storm finally breaks and we do make our way back there. That is basically the whole day. We will talk with Princess Leia at Perfala. I think that's how you say her last name. And she, of course, welcomes us in. So we are now refugees here in the castle of monitors and stuff like that. And maybe that's her thing. She like pops up on all of these monitors, Princess Leia. But so we need to go in hiding. And I was wondering, because I was looking at the stats of Kel, of her character. She's not really great at combat. I was like, maybe she stays behind as like an ambassador of Ghost Haven. But maybe for the time being, I'll bring her along, because it is also putting them at risk. Like, if they are harboring these 2 people, the children of Kel Yisel Dread, it probably makes sense that they don't want to be seen doing that. So maybe they will say, yeah, you should get out of here for a while. Again, there's a vault to our north, but there is ruins to our south and to our east. So we're probably going to sneak off into those. Maybe we should go to the ones to the east because it's a little further removed. We don't want to be seen. So maybe my sister and I, the next morning, we will go do that. I don't know if I can give her my shield or not. I don't know if I can equip companions better. I would love to. Maybe that's something for other people to answer. I'm going to say I do. It makes sense. She's my sister. I want to protect her. So she'll have an armor of 1. I don't know if I can equip her or not, honestly, because companions are pretty easy to run. And another reason I want to bring her with me is so we can just see how the mechanics of companions work. So just to kind of like fast track a little bit, a new day is going to arise. I need to roll the epoch die quite a few times here. I think 1 for the night that we camped. That next morning, we would roll the epoch die. Every morning you roll it. Then we stay the night here at Fogspire. We need to roll it again. And every time something significant happens, like major story arc things, you need to roll it. So I'm going to roll it 3 times because I think this active resistance against my dad, taking his daughter with me, and us hiding out here in Fogspire, that's a pretty freaking major event. And I did accomplish part of my story arc. And we need to figure out what my next thing is. Like, what am I trying to do now? I'm going to assume it's something like, with us like scavenging all of these places, are we starting like the resistance against my father and his men? Woo, maybe that's a good thing to use a usage die for. Every day we roll the usage die to see how much power decreases at the fiery block. So maybe that's something else I roll every morning. What do I set that as? Let's just go with the middle one, which would be like a D8 or a D10. If I roll a 1 or a 3, it's a D8. It's a D8. Okay. So every day we're going to roll that here as well. So we've got quite a few dice to roll. Let's just roll and see what happens. We are rolling, this is the epoch die. I believe the epoch is at a 8 currently. Yes, it is. I have it on my character sheet. So, morning of camping. We're fine. Morning of here at Fogspire. We're fine. And then just because I blew up the tower and I guess we're the only children, maybe another one will pop up, I don't know, of Kel Eastwell Dread have run off to the neighboring settlement. Still not enough to fast forward time a little bit, which is fine. We're going to roll a usage die to see if the fiery block has lost some of its potency. It has. It's down to a D6. Ooh, boy. That means that they're going to notice pretty quickly that something happened. I don't know how often they change out the weird circuit priests, or if they've even noticed that thing's blown up or not yet, because they have the fiery block and it's between some mountains, so it makes sense that this pylon was kind of running power between this area. So I don't know if they've noticed that yet, but they will start to notice pretty soon, or when they go to check on me to see like, where did he die? What happened to him? That they'll notice that, oh, I don't feel as sick as I usually do when near this thing. So that will be the fiery block is now down to a D6 before it completely loses all power. Again, Alex T likes to use the usage die in a lot of his systems, and it's a pretty cool mechanic. Okay, let's get out of here, right? Yeah, I think it's time to get out of here. Let's go to a ruin. So I think what we're telling them makes sense. We need to kind of go in hiding, let the people come over here, see that we're not there, and they're going to put on a big show of, oh my gosh, can you believe it? It happened. Oh no, what are we going to do? Because I believe they kind of toe the line here a little bit. They're welcoming a stranger, so they don't have like big guards or something like that. So if there's any ambassadors from Ghost Haven, they're going to let them in. Oh, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Do they give us rations for this? Again, I feel like they're going to help us out here. And this is under the pretense of let us go check these ruins out. We can help you. And again, I may have given them my shield. I don't know. I don't know if I could have just given it to my sister or not, which would give her a point of armor, which would be nice. But I'm going to say that we can help you. Give us some food. We're going to hide out in the wilderness for a little while. And we're going to see like what we can gather for. And then eventually we will walk into the village after people start to lose their faith. And I will say, oh, the visions told me this. I finally came back from the fiery block and the visions told me blah, blah, blah. And then I'm going to see if I can usurp my dad and my sister as well, who is apparently just her trait was, if you do remember, she's always welcomed. So people probably really like Kel. So maybe I was a bit of an upstart. So my father feared me and everybody liked Kel. And so my dad wanted to get rid of her for that. So I think the brother and sister going back in, that's probably a good way for us to regain power. We're just waiting for the fiery block to dim down a bit. So we're kind of in hiding right now. So I feel like they would just help us with that. I feel like this is mutually advantageous to everybody. So I'm just going to I'll just roll a D6. How many rations are you giving me? 3. Great. And then we can always look for rations too if we want. But we do have 3 rations. Oh God, I got to pay my sister too, like 3D10. That kind of sucks. I'm going to say the first night we camped, I didn't do that. Oh, and we recovered D6 health. Let's do that. 5, I'm back up to max. And I'm going to roll for my omens die. Odd is 1. I got 2 omens today. Do I really have to pay my sister to do this? That kind of stinks, but I will. I'm going to follow the rules. Maybe it's just like, here, this will help just in case. So every time you get a full rest at a safe place, that's when you do this. And the night before, we got a full rest in a safe area. I think that's what it was. Every time you get a full rest in a safe area, you pay them. So I'm going to be like, here, sis, it's 3D10, I believe it was. I give her a lot of money, but that's going to help ensure that I live. So I think that's not too bad. I still have 46 coins. I just give her 20. And she does have that heavy shield. And let's make our way. Let's do it. We're going to head east. So this is a new area. We've got to roll on all these things. We're going to check the weather. We're going to see what the terrain is. We were in a thicket. Let's see what the weather is here. There is no way to discern what roll this is, but it will re-roll like something that is not cocked at all. Okay, I'm going to look at this thing. All right, it claims it's a 20. I don't know how that's a 20, but okay. What does that mean? Perfect weather. I've been really lucky on this. Sometimes it's like a blizzard and stuff where like every hour you're taking damage or something. So perfect weather. We're going to have really good line of sight to everything around us. I'm going to keep these dice because they're treating me well. And let us roll what is up to our north is a 11. I believe that's going to be a distinct landmark. Let's check what that is real quick. It is a tree. What kind of tree? A cursed tree. That's kind of fun. I wonder if we can somehow make that reminiscent of what's going on in old Ghost Haven. So we have a cursed tree to our north. I like that. That's fun. There. That's really... That may be my worst drawing yet, but that's the cursed tree. Deal with it. And what do we have to our east? I think that's an 8271, I think. My fish tank is getting a little full here. 8271. Pyramid. Cool. A stone pyramid. That makes a whole lot of sense. So let's get a stone pyramid going. There we go. So there's my stone pyramid. Not to be confused with mountains. Now we need to roll for an encounter. Again, my fish tank's filling up here. That's a 4, I think. Nothing. Great. So we got here pretty easily. And so one exploration was to go there. And then the next exploration is to literally just go into it, I believe. Let's see what the terrain is. So we've left a thicket. And do we... More thicket? Are we going to mix it up a little bit? That's a 4. More thicket. A lot of thicket. A lot of thicket going on out here. Which makes sense that everything is kind of dead and dying because of just the fallout from the fiery block. Okay, let's check this out here. Exploring or interacting with the square's features takes 1 exploration turn. This includes descending into a ruin. Okay, let's go. Exploring ruins. The wasteland is littered with the remains of the previous age. Most are nothing more than a pile of rocks, but sometimes one can find an entrance in the creases of stone and glass and steel and descend into depths obscured by wreckage. These ruins are the most reliable source of ancient relics and artifacts. Hooray! Ruins can be found above ground, below, artificial, or covered in vegetation. Okay, here we go. Ruin exploration procedure. When entering the ruin for the first time, roll on the ruin size table. This will give you the usage die. So when this die runs out, we've explored the ruin. So we're going to roll a d10. I'm going to stick with our fish tank until it screws me over. Kia! That's a 3. That's still a 3. Small. That's maybe for the best, actually, because I don't know what I'm up against here. So our usage die is a d6 in this ruin, which is fine because this is my first ruin and it could take a while to explore this thing. Your starting room is empty and has no dangers. Hooray. Roll a d4 to determine how many exits. To move to another room, pick an exit and move through it. And then roll on the next area table. Okay. Every time you enter a new room, roll on the ruin risk table. Could be treasure, could be combat, could be traps, or other excitement. Once you've cleared a room, if you did not find treasure, we can try to scavenge it. Okay. And then repeat till it's over. Sounds easy enough, but can he do it? No. Okay, so I always like to give a shout out to whatever program or apps I'm using. So this is Dungeon Scrawl, super cool system. And again, it is free. You can load it straight into Roll20, I believe, which is what I'm using for my other map my drawings, etchings. So let's enter into this ruins. Now, this genre is so new to me. I kind of like let the game tell me what I'm seeing, and then I kind of connect the dots and fill it in. So it's just going to be like a small like facility, maybe like I'm thinking like the size of like an old like strip mall or something like that, but the rooms are all connected. So this isn't like a really large place that we're entering. And so I think it is like in a parking lot. It's probably overgrown with all this like dead vegetation and stuff like that. So we probably have to kind of hack our way through it a little bit. My sister's using her Edith Hamilton's mythology. Maybe that's her thing too. Maybe she's kind of taught herself to read a little bit. She's like, this is not what Apollo is. Because if you remember, her thing is like the Bible thump. And one of her abilities is she just kind of like, okay, whatever God you have, that's my God too. So she's maybe a little manipulative as well into, oh yeah, your supercomputer God is great. It's great. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to just go with that. So we're just going to walk in. When you enter, roll on the ruin size table. Your starting room is empty. Roll a d4 to determine how many exit it has in addition to our exit. Okay, I am going to clear my fish tank of dice. Goodbye. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. It has 4. So I don't know if I need to worry about room size currently, but we're just going to say that. There are 4 doors. There's a door there, door here, and a door here. All right, so we got 4 doors. We are currently in this room. So far, so good. And I'm sure there's like gibberish on the wall that I don't understand. There's probably like lights like like flickering. I also need to figure out like what I guess right now my objective, my overall arc objective is just trying to gather material for this possible rise against my father. To move to another room, pick an exit, move through it. Roll on the next area table. All right, so we're gonna go right. Roll on the next area table. A 1d10, and this will tell me if it is a corridor or a room. 4, that is a corridor, so what's that mean? Corridors, roll a d8 to find out the corridor's length in squares, and then roll a d4 to see which way it turns. 4. Then I gotta roll a d4. 4. It forks. Oh, that's fun. Okay, so got us this little corridor here, and then it looks like it forks. Corridors are bare liminal spaces. You can move through them without issue. If you roll a room, however, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm just kind of walking down this corridor. Then I roll how many exits this area has. A d4? Just 1. Oh, so it still forks, but it probably just like hits like a bare wall. But we're going to say up to the left here, there will be another way to go. Every time you enter a new room or corridor, you roll on the ruin risk table. Here we go. We roll a d10. All right, what do we got here, sis? A 10, and that's either good or bad. Hazardous environment. Okay, my character's pretty good at hazardous environments. Roll on the environmental effects on page 108. Then roll ruin risk again, re-rolling 9s and 10s. Okay, I got a 2. Darkness. Although most ruins have still functioning illumination, a testament to the might of your ancestors, the area is pitch black. If you don't carry a light source, you're considered blinded. I have a torch in my inventory, so I'm assuming I can carry it. They do not last long. I think it's like a usage die of like D4. But I had 5 torches. I did buy those before I left. So it's just dark. Then re-roll ruin risk again, re-rolling 9s and 10s. Okay. Eek. Okay. And there's a monster, so yeah, that's how this turned out. Page 107, we're in the dark. I light up my torch, and then before me, I see, oh my God, a fallen custodian. Corrupted androids, they alternate between maniacally tidying their surroundings and enacting violence on intruders. Most have a vaguely hominid body plan, but with the flat steel expanse for a face and a profusion of extra limbs. So it's just like... All right, so there are D2 plus 2, D6 armor, don't like that. 4 hit points each, 7 morale. So actually the morale, can't remember if morale, if you want it to be high or low. I think low is bad. And I think I can run away from these things too. Oh, I got that new chart of like how close we are to them. I don't know if I have to necessarily fight them. I might probably like see them tidying up. I feel like a 1, if I roll a 1 on this, I am very close. I have room. Okay, so Richard Kelly did kind of update the game a bit here. So we rolled this 5. I'll pop this up on the screen. I don't currently have it in my rule book, and I don't want to like update my bookmarks in the newer, slightly updated one with this rule, so I'll just pop it up on the screen for you. So I am a little bit a ways away from it. Just because you encountered a threat, it does not mean it is on top of you. But I have light. So I'm far away, but I'm coming in here with a torch. So I think that's going to be pretty stacked right now. You may wish to check if the threat has another concern. So it is possible it is checking on something else. So let's roll a d4. And on the roll of a 4, it just means it's actually preoccupied with something else. It's not. It's preoccupied with me. How many are there? They're going to say odd is a 1. Even. There are 4 of them in this room. Tidy up. If fled from, removes all valuables from the area by the time you return. So that's its trait. And I think we just go in this door, you know, we're like kind of talking. I'm striking up my torch. Once it lights up, we just all kind of just see each other. And these the arms start coming towards me. And I guess we're just going to run back through the door because we had distance between us. And I'm going to just like slam the door and lock it in whatever way that we can. Maybe there's some fallen debris or something we can bang up the door on. But whatever was in that area is now gone. So maybe there were some valuables in there. I never got the chance to roll and find out. So they're gone. So that room is only fallen custodians that is in that room for us. So I kind of did lose like what could have been in that room. I do need to roll the usage die for that room, which was a D6. Okay, so there's still more to explore, which is good. But yeah, I ran away from that combat. I sure ran away from that combat because you know why? I didn't want to deal with it, but it makes sense the custodians would have been in there. So let's push on maybe another room. We're back into that main room. Let's just see what's in this next room, and then if it's awful or bad, then we'll just call that a session, because we are pushing the end of the time on this one. I like to keep these somewhat around 30 minutes. We're here in this like main room again. We got the door locked with the custodian robots, and the second we left, they just started tidying back up again. Must hide valuables. Hiding valuables now. So we enter a new room. I think we roll a 1d10. Okay, this next area is... Okay, we have a room. Yay! So we found a corridor and we found a room. Let's see how many exits this next room has. 4. Okay, and then we need to calculate the size of the room. So it's a little bit different how the room works. I roll 2d6. So the highest one will be the vertical, and then the lowest will be horizontal. Vertical 1, horizontal 3. So you can see right here, one die represents the number of vertical squares, while the other represents the horizontal squares. So vertical 1, horizontal 3. Okay, kind of a weird room. And it had 4 exits. Oh, geez. Who designed this place? It's a lost civilization. We may never know. So there's a door here. There's a door here. There's a door here. There's a door here. And we'll put a door here, which we're going to say probably leads to those custodians, or the room that they were blocking. So that's pretty cool. Now what do we do? If you roll the room, roll on the room contents table. Okay. D6. Empty. There's nothing special here, just a warning of what awaits. If only we could read. So probably like in the room, there's like, it's all written in red and there's big like electrocution logo all around it. And like, just look at my sister, like, you know what that means? No, I don't know what that means. A warning of what awaits. Don't know what it means. Okay, what's in here? Okay, I roll a 1d10. 7. Atmosphere and valuables. Interesting. Roll on the ruin event table, and then roll on the scavenging table. Great. Hey, look what I found, sis. A 6. An ancient PA system starts broadcasting. Warning, the room that you are entering is a I'm like, what is it? We can't like quite make out what it's saying, but we are definitely getting like the warning. It's like, oh, is this good or bad? Because again, we have this wall of doors. And then not only is it written, warning, watch out, we're getting the audio of it as well, but maybe it's like breaking up or something, or maybe we can't actually understand this. So maybe like our next roll when we enter one of these doors, we'll get like a little bit of a bonus. So let's ask the Oracle, do we understand what this is saying? Yes, with complications. So maybe we'll get a +1 for our next roll. When we enter these rooms, we'll have some idea what's happening, but we don't know exactly what it is. So I think 3, when you roll a 3, it's yes with a complication. And then we roll on the scavenging table. Here we go, another d20. 7. Valuables table. Okay, I'm happy to do that. Oh, here we go. All right, valuables table, 1d6. A 3. Ancient entertainments, worth 4d10. That's kind of fun. I don't know if I need to like sell it or something like that, or if I carry it with me. That's probably worth noting as well. Like, am I just carrying this old Atari with me, or do I just take its worth in value? I love the idea that I'm actually like carrying this thing, and I just know it's worth 4d10. So I'm just going to write that down here. And so like, yeah, we probably find an old like holographic, like kind of like dancing, like kind of lady, and you can like program it into whatever you want it to be. And again, this may be a way to curry favor or help us manipulate the people of Ghost Haven. So let's just write this down. Once you've cleared a room, if you did not find treasure, I did, then I could do a scavenging check. Repeat the usage die, which was a, what is the usage die? A 6? Yeah, I think it's a 6. Ruin usage die, roll d6. 6, still good. So we still have a lot to explore. And I think that is where we're going to end this session. Let's hop up to the top real quick, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. Okay, and now we're finally doing some ruin delving. And that was kind of like the last thing I want to do in this preview of this game overall. I may still continue it. I'll see like if you guys want me to or not. I do have a lot of other things to check out, a lot of Black Oath games. And I know I said Rift Breakers is definitely on my list. It's on deck and it's waiting eagerly. That's it. I think we did a pretty good job. Actually, I know we did a good job. I hope I avoided that combat okay. It just seemed to make sense. We were ways away. I left the valuables in that room. That room is now lost to me. So yeah, I think we're doing all right. Let's keep on searching this thing, me and my sis. And then we'll pick up with at least one more of this, and hopefully we can figure out this ruin. Hopefully we'll find something good, and we will be able to use it against my father and the forces of Ghost Haven. All right, that's it. This is Machine Gods, all that stuff. You know, Richard Kelly, Alex T, they're the best. And I'm Avery, I'm the worst. And until next time, stay dorky, my friends.